talking about quasi-causal methods, right? I think this is one place where both economists and marketeers or marketing scientists like us shake hands. It's because, we cannot do RCTs in our field, and we are just left with observational data. And, quasi-causal experiments are the go-to methods. And just few days back, I had created a, post saying that, linear regression is to data science what DID is to causal inference. It's like the gateway, tool, right? I mean, people feel that DID is very easy to do. Why do you think that is? Is it, really that simple, or people should watch out for some, key pitfalls?
In pause experiments?
Especially DID, difference in differences.
Okay. So I think difference in difference can really come to bite you in the behinds if you're not very careful with it. Because what most the assumption that it makes is it's very counterintuitive. So there's a very good course on difference in difference by a political science, I think from Stanford, and he is basically the entire course just talking how can the assumptions be violated. And one way that it can be violated is that if the decision to treat is based on the previous series of outcomes. And this is what we see all the time in companies and in marketing, I guess, right? So product is going down. The trend of the product is going down. What you do is you apply marketing to it in the hopes that it goes down. It goes up. Now, the fact that you decided the treatment based on the trajectory of outcome violates the assumption that the D&D needs to make, right? So difference in difference, the assumption that difference in difference makes is that the treatment and the control was assigned like on a block. You might look at the levels of the outcome, right? You might say, okay, this outcome is high, this outcome is low, and you allow for a difference in levels of the outcome, but you do not allow for a difference in the trajectory of the outcomes. So if you make decisions on the treatment based on the trajectory, you're violating difference in difference. If you make decisions on the level of the outcome, then you don't violate difference in difference. So, and this is very subtle. I don't know if people listening to this are appreciating the subtleties of this, but this can mess up a lot of difference in difference analysis, especially in the industry, because industries tends to make decisions based on trajectories. And if you make the decision based on the trajectory, then you will mess up the parallel trend assumption. So this is one place where difference in difference gets messed up. Another place where difference in difference get messed up is if you have staggered adoption. So you have a bunch of people, you apply a treatment to a group of people here, and you say, oh, this is working. Now you apply to a bunch of people here, and then you apply to a bunch of people here. So you gradually roll out the treatment, and then you try to merge everything together. And there's a lot of parametric assumptions in difference and in linear regression, and that's why you really need to understand linear regression that might get people off guard, is that if you apply this difference in difference analysis in a staggered adoption design, you have to make further parallel assumptions, and if those are not met, you also might end up with a very bad estimate for what your causal parameter is. Intuitively, particularly, what can go wrong is that you might have heterogeneity in time. So let's say that you apply a treatment and the treatment takes some time to mature. So it starts with a very small impact, and the impact gets increase over time. Or if it increases and then decrease, so the effect is not immediate. So if the effect is not immediate, you have to make adjustments to difference in difference. And I think that's what the entire literature in the last 4 years has been about, is how do you accommodate for time heterogeneity on the treatment for difference in difference.